Hey, what's up, everybody? I was going to show you guys my schedule, but it's actually filled out, and I don't want to share anybody's personal information. But today, I just wanted to give you guys a quick, or answer a quick question that a lot of people ask me as far as a Medicare agent, how many appointments should you run per day? Okay, so there's a different answer for field agents that are going to go visit with their customers and phone agents who are just trying to get a hold of do their appointments over the phone. So I'll kind of answer both, but this is more geared towards field agents because that's kind of, to me, the more reasonable question is how many appointments should I book per day, and can I reasonably expect to run each day? And the reason I bring this up is I know a lot of people that are watching our channel that are currently Medicare agents or thinking about becoming one have some level of experience with final expense sales, and so I think it's easy to get those two confused and think that you need to run the same number of appointments for both. Okay, so where do I begin on this? What do I personally do? Let's just say that I personally never book at this point more than 6 appointments in a day. I actually have 6 appointments booked for Monday, and I'm going to run my max 6 appointments for the next few weeks because I have a backlog of direct mail leads. What that means is I've had leads coming in, and I had a couple of illnesses, emergencies, and then I sold my house that slowed me from working my leads as consistently as I would like. So therefore, I'm catching up. I just want to hit these leads while they're still fresh, which direct mail leads have really good shelf life anyway. But I'm going to run 6 appointments, 3 to 4 days a week, kind of until I catch up. However, that burns me out pretty quick, okay? I'll only do that for 2 or 3 weeks. I should be able to hit a lot of leads and kind of get caught back up on my regular routine. So let's say for me, that's the high end. And I'm an experienced agent. Even before I was doing Medicare Advantage, I was running Medicare supplement appointments and final expense appointments for years. So I'm very used to running these appointments. I'm very efficient. I already know what I'm looking for the moment I get there. And even I don't want to run more than 6 appointments per day. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is personal preference. Again, I'm mentally fatigued. Sometimes all 6 appointments stick. I mean, good grief. When we're talking Medicare, this isn't, hey, you need to have life insurance because your family doesn't need that burden 5, 10, or 20,000 of coverage. Which one? This is like a full comprehensive needs-based selling. You're going over medications, doctors' networks, what benefits are most important to them, so many different moving parts. Plus, you're getting to know that person, so you're trying to build a lot of rapport with several different people throughout the day, and it's mentally exhausting. And so for me personally, I get burned out if I run like 30 appointments a week. I mean, it's just absurd for me personally. That's one reason, okay, that I don't run more than 6. But number 2 is because I find that I mess up more often. I prefer, when I'm in my groove, to run 4 appointments, 4 or 5 appointments 3 days a week. That gives me a full day to book appointments, a full day to follow up with customers, submit apps, whatever else I need to do, make YouTube videos, and 2.5 to 3 days in the field, depending how good my lead flow was that week. So if you have 4, 4, and 5, well, that right there is 8. That's 13 appointments. There's absolutely no reason with Medicare and with a good lead that you're not going to close at least 5 plans from that. This isn't final expense. Your close ratio is going to be a lot higher if you're proficient and you're doing the right things. So in an ideal world, you're kind of caught here because as a new agent, you need to see as many people as possible, right? Because you need that experience and you need just repetition. At the same time, every appointment is going to last a lot longer for you than it will for me. I know my first 6 months doing Medicare Advantage, my average appointment was over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, especially if it was a husband and a wife or a child that was on disability Medicare. So you have to be aware of that. I think a good sweet spot is if you can, your lead flow, you're shooting to get 20 leads per week. Honestly, if you're going to book appointments, you're only going to book 8 to 10 appointments. So 3 or 4 a day, 3 days a week, and then door knock the rest. That's manageable. You can keep those appointments all in a time grouping so you never have these long gaps that deter you or discourage you to go home. And then you just duplicate. It's really not about, I sold 15 plans today. I mean, I've had days where I've sold 15 plans total. It wasn't all Medicare Advantage plans, but between some other things, between all of my appointments, sold 15 plans. That's an anomaly. That's not the norm. Most people, unless you're just, and there's people out there that are like this, just completely workaholics. They don't get burnt out. They don't get tired. They'll work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. every night. You don't have to do that with Medicare. You can, most of your appointments, if you're working a good direct mail lead like we do, they want you there. They need you there. So it's going to take some time. You got to go over a lot of information. And your close ratio is going to be pretty good. And especially over time, it's going to get better. Of course, you may comment and say, well, my closing ratio has been terrible. I can't get these people to change. How many appointments have you run? Well, I'm on my 10th appointment. Well, you need recurring training, but really you need experience. You're not that confident. You're not saying your scripts properly. Like, that's normal, okay? Once you hit your rhythm and you've put in some time and you're 3-6 months down the road, then your close ratio should have gradually went up and been pretty steady at that point. So now we can look at our day and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and budget an hour for an appointment. I'm going to book 5 appointments. That's a good, solid day for Medicare Advantage. If you're doing final expense, of course you're going to need more appointments because it's way more likely for a no-show. A lot of people can't health qualify. There's a million reasons why you need those extra appointments. But if you get good leads, and over time, you're going to get really good at closing these leads. Medicare has a higher close ratio, in my opinion, no matter what, than 10. You're going to close more out of 10 appointments on Medicare than 10 appointments on final expense on average. Okay, and so your close ratio is higher. The leads are a little bit stronger. These people really need you there, and the appointments are longer. So because of all of those reasons, man, that was a roundabout way. I hope you guys like hearing me talk. A roundabout way of saying the sweet spot somewhere between 4 and 6 appointments a day. I mean, is really, really great. And you can make a great living and build your book of business pretty fast that way. So hope that was helpful, guys. If you need more clarification, you can always reach out. Email me, info@patriotretirementgroup.com. Our website's MedicareMillennials.com. There's a bunch of contact forms on there, and you can always comment.